Thank you very much, and thanks for being here. What a great turnout, great crowd. We appreciate that. And my thanks to President Mason and Gary Barden for their support and belief in our staff, and they were very excited about tomorrow. We're very excited about looking forward and moving forward. So my appreciation to both of them, and thanks for the kind introduction as well. Appreciate that. Thanks also to the I Club for their support of this event, and McCord's sponsoring today's outing. You guys got front row seats. I don't know if that's good or bad, but great job there. And the band and I, Spirit Squad out. You guys are already in mid-season form, 2 raffle ticket winners. So you guys got to be going right away. And for Dave, I only have one question. What do you do? 3:30. What do you do at 3:30? Imagine a few people were coming in at that time. I'm guessing Thursday night. I've got a lot of introductions to make, and I'll get right to those. And certainly, they're very important introductions. I've always said the best part of coaching it out of my time here, and I'm going into my 21st season now. I've gotten to work with a lot of great coaches, and we've also had a great group of players come through over the years. And it's really great that they're going to be back. The teams are going to be back being honored over the course of the weekend. We've got an outstanding group, we think, sitting up in the front of the room. They can do more than do the hokey pokey, I promise you. But I'd like to start out with our staff. We've been so fortunate. I've been able to work with a group that's displayed great continuity. Every time I introduce them, I tell people, they're great teachers, they're great people, and most importantly, we've got great team members on our staff, and that's so important in football. So I'm just going to run down the list. If you'll bear with me, I'll ask them to stand and be recognized, and if you could hold your applause till the end. I'll start with our 2 coordinators. Norm Parker is back to my right, and his wife Linda's here with him. Ken O'Keefe, our offensive coordinator, his wife Jo is with him. I believe I saw Joe. Reese Morgan, our offensive line coach. Lester Erb, our backfield coach and special teams coordinator. Eric Johnson is here, our recruiting coordinator, tight ends coach, and his wife Patsy, and their daughters are here. Eric Campbell is our receivers coach. Rick Kaczynski coaches our defensive line. Darrell Wilson, our linebackers coach, and also helps assist with special teams. Phil Parker, our secondary coach. And our 2 grad assistants, Charlie Bolin on the defensive side. David Rye just returned to our program, our offensive GA. Our 2 student assistants, we have Ben Hansen that works on the defensive side. Shane Dowdy on the offensive side. That's our football coaching staff. In the area of strength and conditioning, and the references made earlier about developing players, it's a huge part of our equation. Chris Doyle's been with us all 12 years, and has just done an outstanding job with our players through the years. I'd like to introduce Chris Doyle and his staff. Chris Doyle. Working with Chris is Raymond Braithwaite, Al Weber, Justin Gaffney, and Jordan Powell. We've got other people that work behind the scenes, work in the office, that do a lot of things that really help us do our jobs more efficiently. And I'll start with Scott Southmaid, our quality control assistant. LeVar Woods is back assisting Scott. It's great to have LeVar back with us. Chick Igiazzi was referenced earlier, our director of player personnel, another former player. And then Matt Engelbert, who's mentioned earlier, I think I saw Matt somewhere in the back, coordinates our video program. And then back, I think I saw Greg Morris. Did he have to leave? Greg was back there somewhere. Where'd he go? He's not only our equipment manager, but also the father of one of our freshman players. John Streif, I know, is somewhere in the building. John's always around. And Paul Federici has been running around. He's the guy that helped organize, get everybody here, all the players. Paul's our director of operations. He's done a wonderful job there. We also have 3 student managers I'd like to recognize. Nate Greving, Dan Peace, Chris Vanderweed. You guys would stand and be recognized too, please. These guys come off. And I'll say a couple words about the freshmen. First of all, they have rehearsed. Matt organized them a week ago Friday, and got them on tape doing the hokey pokey. And it is a form of hazing. I agree, President Hazing. That's really the only hazing we do. We do that, and then we make them perform the fight song several times during the course of camp. And I'll tell you, they started slow, but they did pick up. They were pretty good by the end, and the hokey pokey, they hit that the first time. So these guys are quick learners. More importantly, they've been great to work with on the field. They've all been here 4 weeks now with us. They've worked hard on the field. They've got 2 weeks under their belt now with the class work, and so far so good as far as we know. I think we have one guy that's going to have to leave. Anthony, you got a class this morning like at 7:30, don't you? You're going to be late. I'm not going to. 8:30. Okay. But what I'd like to do is I'll introduce these guys and just ask them to come stand along the front. If you want to hold your applause until we finish, that'd be great. First of all, Marcus Coker, we're going alphabetical order, is a running back from Beltsville, Maryland. Carl Davis is a defensive lineman from Sterling Heights, Michigan. A.J. Derby, quarterback from Iowa City. Andrew Donnell, Monrovia, Ohio, an offensive lineman. Anthony Ferguson, defensive lineman from Baltimore, Maryland. C.J. Fedorowicz, tight end from Johnsburg, Illinois. Blake Goluska from Carroll, Iowa, quarterback receiver. Mike Hardy, a defensive lineman from Appleton, Wisconsin. Anthony Hitchens, defensive back from Lorain, Ohio. DeAndre Johnson, running back from Miami, Florida. Donovan Johnson, defensive lineman from Arlington, Texas. Christian Kirksey, linebacker from St. Louis, Missouri. B.J. Lowry, defensive back from Cincinnati. Cavante Martin Manley, wide receiver from Bloomfield, Michigan. Michael Meyer, kicker from Dubuque, Iowa. Matt Myers, fullback from Plainfield, Illinois. Tanner Miller, defensive back from Kelowna, Iowa. James Morris, linebacker from Solon. We went from Kelowna to Solon to Canberra, Australia. We got Johnny Mullins. Johnny Mullins, the kicker. James Poggi, a linebacker from Towson, Maryland. Jordan Price, a defensive back from Eden Prairie. Brandon Sheriff, offensive lineman from Denison, Iowa. Don Shumpert, wide receiver from St. Louis. Louis Trinka-Passat, defensive lineman from Chicago, Illinois. And Austin Veer, the tight end from Huxley, Iowa. So this is our freshman class. You're going to look at them today with ties, shirts, ties. We're all paid up. You guys be seated. Thank you. As I said, these guys are off to a great start. They've really done a nice job. And you know, players' careers are a lot like seasons. You know, there are a lot of steps along the way. It's a long road, certainly, and it just involves hard work and paying attention to detail. They're really off to a great start, so we're thrilled to have this group on campus.